Hey y'all, Kymology here. I'm here to do an exhibit, I think. I've been thinking about the Kymology exhibits and the thing that I started, and that I think I liked it and I intended to keep it going, and then life happened and I didn't stay as consistent as I intended to, and now I'm here at the beach where I planned to go when Dooder died, and I made that happen for myself. I did that. And I was here, and I've had a lot of feelings about, before I got here, I was like, all I want to do is write. I just want to get there and write. I want to go and write. I want to write. I want to write. I want to create and write and create and write and write and create. And it's just such a thing in my head. Before he was gone, dead, I felt it. It's like I knew I wanted to do this. And now that I'm here, a couple of times I have been like, are you avoiding something? What's going on? Because, the first day was a travel day, so great reason not to write per se. So I got in, unloaded. I mean, it was a 6-7 hour drive, so I got in around a little after 4. So then I unloaded, and then I went straight to the beach because that was a thing. I wanted to toes in the sand like right away. Has been a thing. I got that from my mom when I was a kid, and probably 1 or 2 times I haven't done that in my life when I went to the beach, and it just felt wrong. So definitely did that this time. And then after that, I didn't really want to cook, although I did bring food. So then went out, found food, and then that went on for a while. And then sunset, and then all these things. And then finally, when I got back to the house, a little after sunset, I did sit to write, but not the way that I thought I would. I got out this one journal that's like my workbook, where it's like a scrapbook slash place I take notes. It's one of many books that I have, but it wasn't what I imagined that my writing would be. But I sat and did that, and then I ended up going to bed, read for a little bit, which I'd wondered on this trip if I would read or not, because I really wanted to focus on being creative and not consumptive. And anyway, I went to bed, and then today I had this idea that I was going to go get these bagels, and the bagels are over an hour away from where I am, because my experience with the Outer Banks is more up in like the Duck Kitty Hawk area, and I'm south of that right now. But these bagels are like such a part of the beach. So I was like, okay, on the first day I'm gonna go get bagels. I'm gonna get a sandwich on the first day, and then I get enough bagels so I'll make my own sandwiches from there on out, And so then I'm like over an hour up and over an hour back. I'm now 3 hours in after I got up at 5 for the sunset, 5:30, and like 4 hours in, it's not even 10 o'clock, and I'm exhausted. And I'm like, okay, well, I should go to the beach. So anyway, all these little things, all throughout that, they're legitimate. They're like not bad things. I'm at the beach. I could be doing any number of things, right? And I'm not saying I'm beating myself up about that. And I was aware, like, are you avoiding something? Like, why haven't you felt to write yet? And so it was just a thought. So then after a little more of that today, went to the beach and back and all this other stuff, I finally sat and had my second really good writing session today. And I cried, and it was like what I thought this was gonna be. So I finally did that. And then in the midst of that, or somewhere in all there, I was like, still trying not to say I thought about these exhibits and how I started that thing and I wanted to keep that thing going, and then I didn't keep the thing going. But it's really not that I dropped off like terribly. So I mean, the last time I posted and did it the way that I was like, my way of doing it was a couple days before Dooder died. So it's barely even been a week that I haven't done this. And this is the thing about me. Like I have to explain all this stuff, and like you probably don't care about all this stuff, but like I have to do that. So then I get into the space of like, should I be editing this or have this more planned? And I'm looking around like, what the hell am I looking at? I just felt like maybe I should do this. I wanted to do this. And part of it is because I don't want to get so far away from it that I then feel I have to like have a reintroduction or some re-explanation. It is a continuation, even though I missed a few days. And it it's very hard for me to do things out of order. So the fact that the last exhibit was that I published is exhibit 27, and 28, 29, 30 aren't published yet. And I think I even have 31 and 32 that also aren't published, that I recorded and didn't do because of life and death that was happening for me. So then to do this and publish this out of order with that feels bad. But then I also did the video to share with you a little bit about Dooder because I wanted you to tell you about the trip. So I'm already out of order. So I'm just trying to still do this thing and tell you that I'm here and that I'm thinking about it, that I had a little bit of a hard time starting to write, which should have been expected probably, but I didn't expect that because I so much wanted to like just get here and write. And then it wasn't until 11 o'clock on the second day, which was really the first day. So like, again, probably you're like, Kim, it's fine. And I know it's fine. And to me, there was still something there. So it's been a day. I mean, I got the sunrise, which was really important to me. Sunrise is like, has a big thing with my mom. If you saw the painting that I did for her, it came out of a trip from this area. And I never knew how important sunrises were to her. When we went to the beach when I was a kid, we would go to Myrtle Beach. That was how we went as a family vacation. And my mom would often be up in the morning before me and whoever I brought with on the trip. They always let me bring a friend and a boyfriend at 15, I think, which is special. No, Kim. So she would like be gone in the morning, and I think I used to feel like left out, or like she shouldn't have gone somewhere and I didn't know, or do something that I wasn't like asked to go to. And so just to know that my mom did do something for herself, when I think of her as doing absolutely nothing for herself generally, it's just this beautiful thing that I can see that happened then, and now kind of make it my own thing is wonderful. So I had got the sunrise this morning and had all those thoughts about her with it, and the bagels, and then had all these thoughts about what is going on with me not sitting down to write, and then a lot of thoughts about my writing. Like, I write stream of consciousness now out of the practice from the morning pages is a lot what I do. And then sometimes, or not sometimes, like the stuff that you see that I share, that's writing for that type. But something about, there's something that I feel like is missing. And so if I really want to write a book, I do, not if, I really want to write a book, and I feel some stuckness there about the way that I'm writing, if I'm doing it right. And I know that I shouldn't be having those thoughts, and that whatever way that I do it is fine. There isn't a right way, but and having to do that work, you know, to get my own brain in line with what the things I know, you know. So yeah, this is the exhibit. I didn't want to drop off. I'm going to be out of order, and I'm trying to be comfortable with that, which is hard for me. And so yeah, I'm here, and I had mentioned that if you would like to be a part of this trip, I'd really appreciate, or it's not even that I appreciate, I mean, I do appreciate it. And the big part of why I did this was because people kept asking me, how can I help? Do you need anything? And I know what it feels like to really want to do something for someone that you care about, or you think is going through something, or whatever it is. And a lot of times people don't have anything to ask for, or don't know. It's not even that they don't know how to ask. It's just like, what could somebody do for you? You know, I'm grieving. I'm not even sure I like that word yet, but for a person who's grieving, what could you possibly do for them? You know, meal trains are great ideas and other things. But when you ask, and someone like genuinely like would like to take your help or offer, and they just don't know what to ask for. So this was partly born out of that. And so this is what I would want. This is something you could do if you want to, which is why I set up the GoFundMe and have shown you how you can sponsor if you want to. So the link is wherever I put that stuff. And I think I'm mostly gonna write and do creative stuff and share a little less, although that's probably not true. I mean, I love to share, and that's part of what I think of as my me thing. So maybe that won't be less. I don't know how many of these I'll do, but I wanted to do one now today. So today is day 6 for Dooder being gone in day 2 of my trip. Exhibit, whatever number this is. Ciao for now.